So I thought I'd also share, because I do celebrate Christmas and I like to exchange gifts with loved ones. I got some really cool gifts. So one of my aunts, my aunt's sister technically, she got me this really cool pretty mug, and it's got these really pretty seed packets essentially printed on it. And then there's a QR code that you can actually scan daily, and it'll give you daily garden facts. It's really cool. And that's Miss Dolly in the background. If you hear her yelling at me, she knows it's raining outside, but she still wants to yell at me to tell her that, hey, here's the door. Let me show you that it's still raining. One of my volunteers at work, she actually gave this to me as a gift, and it's so cute. It says Plant Lady. She also got me a t-shirt. Super, super sweet of her and her son. Her son volunteers with me as well. What, you hear her? And then, so my aunt's sister, she also got me this Lush and Dew. It's this super cute little keepsake seed organizer. There's 32 in here. They have those little plastic containers. Super cute, so thoughtful. And then my Aunt Lee actually got me this super cool Kangaroo brand pouch. So I still have to read the instructions to figure out how to actually make sure the produce, whatever I'm picking, doesn't fall through. But essentially it's going to be like a pouch like this, and I can fill it with as many fruits, veggies, whatever I'm harvesting. You know, us gardeners, we literally will put it in our shirt. So I'm going to keep this by the door. She also got me a few of the plant bottom watering trays like these. They're heavy duty. They're awesome, especially if you want to use small cells, like 6, you know, whole cells. That's what we call them, cells, for planting your seeds. Or if you want to go bigger, like the 72, or even bigger or a little smaller. So I needed those because after a few years use, if you leave them out in the sun, sadly, they do wither away. So I'm really excited with all the gifts that I got. I actually bought this for myself and bought some grow bags I'm super excited about. This is my grow bag plan. Lots of tomatoes, peppers, and herbs for this year. And my friend just sent me a bunch of pepper seeds. Super excited about that. Shout out to Amaris. So I got this book for myself, and I'm super excited about this because I did gift it to another friend. I've heard really amazing things about it. And then my boyfriend did gift me another greenhouse. So I feel like I'm going to be a manufacturer, like a legit grower now. I'm going to try to have a big spring plant sale. I did one last year. This year will be my second year. Super excited about that. So if you haven't seen, this is my attic. This is actually where I do all my seed starting. And it's got this little drop down. It's really not that bad, honestly. Use what you got, you know? I only have 2 bedrooms in this house, so the other bedroom is my boyfriend's. So it's really not realistic to start seeds in there. And also Niall eats all my plants, so I can't even do that. So I gotta climb up this, and it's definitely chaotic up here. We've got a lot of storage, but I'll go show you. So this is what everything's looking like. I definitely need to do some watering. But I'm super excited. We've got all that white yarrow doing really well. The true lavender. We've got some rosemary in here doing pretty good. And then this whole area, we're going to have to spray again. Coneflower. And then these are calendula. Super excited about that. The sage. This is getting so crazy. It's gonna have to probably go out This probably needs to go out in my greenhouse. Now, if you're curious, all of my peppers, and then the lemongrass. And then back here we've got milkweed. Here's a better look at the white yarrow. This is native, super excited about that. This is blue thistle, super excited. Usually what I do is I'll come up, depending on what the weather is like, I'll come up every day or every other day to water because, for example, once it starts to warm up, my attic actually gets a little warmer. It kind of mimics the outdoor temperature, but not quite as bad. It is a little insulated, but I can tell like right now it's a little chilly and it's chillier outside. So once it warms up, I'm going to have to come up and water every single day. But as of right now, it's been like every other day just because it's been colder. And when it's cold, if you don't know, your soil stays damper longer. So what I like to do, this is a really cool little pump my boyfriend had, and it goes to this water jug. So he used it in a little photography setup. But this works out really well because I don't have any water connection up here. So what I'll do is I'll fill this up every couple days and then I'll bring it back. And it's kind of hard to lug upstairs. That's the only downside to being in the attic. But overall, I love this. It's a good little area. I don't have to worry about my cats eating anything. I don't have to worry about creating space downstairs where I just don't have the space. House looks chaotic right now. It's actually raining a little bit. I'm gonna let the dogs out, but so my boyfriend actually got me a new greenhouse. I haven't got it put up yet. That's what they do every time. So the greenhouse is doing pretty good. It's kind of raining right now, so I don't really feel like going out there, but I will definitely let y'all see it in a little bit. So I'm in the greenhouse. I had to bring the sage plants out here. They were looking really leggy. So hopefully they're gonna be warm and okay in here. But I wanted to give you a little tour while I was out here, let you see what I've got going on. So behind me, I do have some of those milk jugs that I've shared before, kind of like a cold flower setup. And then all of these behind me, these are filled with seeds that I actually had cold stratified in my fridge. And if you watched that video, you would have seen how I did it. And then what I like to do is just put those straight into these kind of setups. And then I do have a few that are like this as well. Overall, this has worked so far with the milkweed. Fingers crossed it continues to work because I do like this method a lot more than trying to kind of divvy them out into these little cells. But either way, so we're going with what we got. So I've got some milkweed in the back. We've got true lavender, foxglove, columbine, scabiosa, sea holly, echinacea, and some rattlesnake master. I love this composition book. I started keeping one back in November. I take a lot of my notes in here just in general about the seeds that I'm starting at that time or how they're doing, the updates and whatnot. And then in this area, these are my 12 grow bag plans. I've got a lot of tomatoes, hot peppers, and different herbs, chives, dill, parsley, basil. Super excited about all these. And usually once I have this list, then I go and look for all the seeds that I do have and what I need to go ahead and start out and get going in the attic and whatnot. I went ahead and actually got on to Baker Creek and ordered a bunch more seeds. And usually what I do when I've got my seeds laid out, I'll go back to my composition journal and just write down notes about growing those specific seeds. It really helps me. Since I did say I wanted to start a bunch of pepper seeds, I actually found a really good growing hack when it comes to starting your pepper seeds. A lot of people are saying to put them in hot water overnight, let them soak, and then go and plant them after. So I'm going to experiment with that, and I'll check back in and let y'all know how it goes. All right, thanks for watching. I just wanted to give y'all an update, kind of where I'm at with my garden plans and also my little gremlins. This is Dolly behind me. I will see y'all next time. Happy gardening.